Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alchemisted, and this is once again Star Trek Online, Rise of the Red Shirt, and today we're going to be doing Friend of My Enemy. So, I'm not going to give any big speeches, well, okay, maybe one. So, the Season 6 is coming. I'm guessing sometime in the next week, Season 6 is going to be hitting Triple. Don't quote me on that, that's just kind of my raw guesstimate. And I'm really excited to be seeing all the Starbase stuff, especially being able to produce ships for fleet mates through the Starbase system. So yeah, really looking forward to Season 6. Also really looking forward to hopefully the dilithium exchange prices going down because of the new content. It's a trend that I've kind of noticed is whenever there's new content or something, basically something new, something for people to do. Basically, whenever there's something new, the price on the exchange tends to drop. For example, during the whole of the free-to-play testing period, the price on the exchange for cryptic points was like, where was it? It hovered like in the 400s, and then it dropped like a rock into like the 250s and 220s for pretty much all the way through the 2800 featured episode run. And I think that kind of trend is really sort of healthy for their business, that they continue making new content and putting it out. And I know some people are hearing that and going, no shit, Sherlock. But I mean, in terms of the microtransaction store, prices tend to drop. Cryptic points fly everywhere, and there's in the C store, and that tells me that the C store is probably seeing a lot of action in those periods where all that new stuff has entered the game because of all the people coming back to the game to play it. At least that's my thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe somebody with a degree in economics can set me straight on that. But I'm really hoping that the new content coming with the Fleet Starbase system, hopefully being released sometime. I'm like optimistic estimate end of this month when the Fleet Starbase is hit. But I'm hoping that at some point the prices will drop. Because I've been gathering dilithium for the Galaxy Pack that I'm hoping gets released sometime this year. It was sort of on the cusp of being released before, but then they said they had some kind of problem with the Galaxy X, the Galaxy Dreadnought. Something about the saucer separation they were adding to it, which is a whole other thing that I'm probably going to talk about, by the way. Something about that wasn't working. So what about saucer separation on the Galaxy Dreadnought? I really don't like that idea. And the reason I don't like that idea is the retrofit kind of it's still a good ship and I use it. So don't like go preaching me how the retrofit's a good ship. I know I fucking use it, but the retrofit has gotten the shaft something fierce in terms of the other tier 5 ships. Everything the retrofit does, the Odyssey and now the Galaxy Dreadnought are going to be better at. So it's like, for example, is the retrofit even, hang on, let's look. Let's compare prices. So, let's see, refit, Venture Class, Dreadnought Cruiser. Okay, 1,600 for the retrofit, 2,000 for the Dreadnought Cruiser, but that still equals about $25 for either. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That still equals $25 for 2,000 cryptic points if you want to buy either of them. So if you're going to be spending $25, why wouldn't you get the one that can not only separate, but can also cloak, has a huge BFG out the front, and can mount dual cannons? You see kind of why I'm a little bit worked up about why the Galaxy Dreadnought is getting saucer separation. It doesn't need it at all. So there it is. That's kind of why I'm pissed off. And again, Odyssey, for the exact same amount as the Galaxy Dreadnought, you could buy the Odyssey Engineering. That one has fucking saucer separation. Again. You know, again. So that's that's kind of part of the reason I'm a little worked up. I think the retrofit deserves some love, and it really, really, really hasn't gotten it. It really isn't very much different from what it used to be, and it's even less effective than it used to be because they turned the saucer separation into a console. So the one thing that was special about the retrofit, you know, now takes up a console slot. And yeah, they added a console slot, but still, that used to be a property that was innate to the retrofit, like the phaser spinal lance is innate to the Galaxy X. Why would you do that? I don't know. I really didn't like saucer separation suddenly having to be a console. You know, especially since that one console only worked on the fucking retrofit. Why? Why not just leave it as an innate property of the ship? Something the ship just can do by default. I really hated that, and I really hate that the Dreadnought is getting saucer separation. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. So, because I have to ramble about something when you're spoiling it. Because I have to ramble about something when I start. I have to find something to ramble about. So we're going to, this week we're going to be doing Friend of My Enemy. Offer a hand of friendship to a Romulan colony in dire need of assistance. So, backstory. 2387, Romulus blew up as a result of the Hobus supernova, which was a massively catastrophically preposterous supernova, which has even been remarked upon in continuity as being utterly preposterous and making no damn sense. So, we'll move on from that. Romulan Empire fragmented to all hell and back. There are remnants everywhere. Everybody's vying for the damn Emperor's seat now that the Romulan Empire is literally just a remnant. It's a shadow of what it used to be. So you have all these factions springing up, and although a new Praetor did come to power, there are still lots of fragmented factions around. Not all of them fall in line or work with the Romulan remnant. Let's consider them that. To borrow a term from Star Wars, it's what they are. They're a remnant of the Empire. They have nowhere near the military effectiveness the old Romulan Empire had. If it came down to a war between the current Romulan military and Starfleet, the Romulans would get stomped. So they're a remnant. Lots of factions don't fall in line with what the new bosses say, and Starfleet spent years, almost over a decade almost, I think, rendering aid to what was left after the destruction of Romulus. I just felt like filling in that backstory before we started here. So anyways, or at least that's what I remember from Path to 2409. And Countdown. Countdown. Countdown and Star Trek Nero are fucking awful, by the way. Sibilance. Admiral, a few Romulan colony worlds are open to cordial relations with the Federation, and Starfleet is encouraging these relationships. If we cannot win the friendship of all of the Romulans at once, perhaps we can do so one community at a time. After all, Surak said in the Kirshara that one must wage peace with the same amount of effort that one would use to wage war. The outpost on Chiron 2 has extra medical supplies that it is willing to donate to Romulan colonists. You are to pick up those supplies and deliver them to the colony and the Rashana system. Be wary, Admiral. Not everyone welcomes our offers of friendship. So we're going to go pick up some medical supplies, drop them off, and of course something's going to go wrong because this is Star Trek. So deflectors are your rewards. Now, deflectors are some equipment that a lot of people don't really know what to do with. I certainly admit I really didn't know what to do about deflectors when I was running through the game. Because it's all sort of cryptic, you know. It's all sort of appropriately, sort of, but it's all sort of comes down to learning what you use the most, and then looking at the deflectors. And again, that must sound like a really no shit sort of thing, but it is a lot more intricate than it sounds. And I never really knew exactly what deflector suited me the most, or which one I would be using, simply because if you remember the way the skill system used to be, it was just this absolute avalanche of like all kinds of stuff. I don't even remember half of it anymore. The skills have been the amount of skills that you spec into now have been effectively halved. There was just so much, and it was all a little bit overwhelming, and I never really knew what to use. So my best advice for you, if you are looking at mission rewards like these, which are all deflectors, which is something that a lot of people probably don't know what the hell they should use, what the hell will work for them, is to look at what you've been skilling into and pick the things that either you want to improve as support, or the traits that you have been specializing in that you want to make more powerful, and check to see the descriptions to see what the numbers are on each of them, and then sort of use those to make a decision on what you want. It sounds simple, it's really not. Again, deflectors were something that I never really figured out until I started watching Stoked. Until I started watching like back episodes of Stoked over on Jupiter Broadcasting. So that's that's all I have to say for deflectors. These are all probably pretty nice. I'm probably going to sell the one I get. Like Starship Shield Emitters, Starship Structural Integrity, Starship Shield System, Starship Power Insulators. That might be something that I take. Shield, let's see, what else? What do you got? Tachyon. Stealth, Starship Stealth, Starship Particle Generator. If you use a lot of mask shit, whatever it's called. Mask sensors, or mask sensor... Mask shit. It's got mask in it. It's basically the Normandy stealth drive. It masks your emissions to an extent. It makes you sort of invisible, but not really. You know, it makes you invisible to sensors, but anybody who's looking out a window can see you. It's basically the Normandy stealth drive. But plus 16 Starship Stealth, that would help you there if you're using that. It's like mask sensor profile or something. I forget what exactly what it's called. Sensors, structural integrity, inertial dampers, power insulators. I'm not sure who that would help. I don't know. But you get where I'm going. You get where I'm going. If it were my first time through the game, I would probably take the positron deflector because I like being really... As anybody who's watched any of my other videos probably knows by now, I like being a little tanky. So I'd probably take that one. But again... it's all down to knowing your skills, knowing how you play, and what you've been speccing into, and either whether you want to improve the things you've been speccing into, or improve other things around what you're speccing into to sort of support them. But yeah, I think I've talked about that way longer than I probably should. I'm going to go ahead and click accept, and we're going to get going. And I'm going to make it primary as well, because it never does it while I'm recording. It does it when I'm not recording. It does it all the time when I'm not recording, when I'm playing community content or what have you. But when I am recording, no. Captain, the medical supplies we need are located in this system. We will need to approach the planet before we can send an away team to the surface. Okay. I don't know why we're sending an away team. We're beaming up the stuff, right? We're beaming up the stuff, right? We're just beaming it up, right? Right? We can just beam it up and be on our way, right? It's kind of make... Sir, we are within transporter range of Chiron 2. The away team is waiting in transporter room 1, sir. We could just beam it up. I'm just saying. Why do we have to beam down to get it? Let's see. Speak with Ekanath Malik. This looks like K7 used to. In fact, it says Club K7 all the way over there. You reuse the K7 map. No, no. I can see that. I can see where the... I can see where stuff has been put where stuff should not be. You dirty dogs, you reused the K7 map. Can I actually go to Club K7? Oh my god, I can. Oh my god. Ensign Shar is being reassigned to Deep Space Nine. There's even the NPC chatter from K7. That is NPC chatter from K7. Oh my god. Can I go talk to Naomi Wildman? Admin office. We're going to the admin office. This may break the mission, but I don't care. I don't care! Admiral Kim. Admiral Kim? What? Given all she's got, Captain. Wow. So, not the Kim I was thinking of. Not sure whether that's a good or a bad thing. This is the K7 map! Pay me money! Pay me money and I will dive into the foundry and I will build you a new starbase map. Fuck, don't even pay me money. Pay me cryptic points and I'll do it. Will work for cryptic points. You're not wearing a badge or an insignia. You clearly, sir, are a spy. Welcome to Chiron 2, Admiral. I hear that you're in need of medical supplies. I've been replicating a variety of drugs I think would be most useful for a Romulan colony. There are several tissue regenerators and a portable stasis unit as well. Please, tell the Romulans to let us know if they need anything else. We want to be good neighbors. Be careful on your way to Rashana, Admiral. There are some dangerous things going on in that area of space. Of course there are. See, coming in from the battle zones. The repair bays are going to be busy. Do you think the Klingons will attack here like they did at Starbase 24? Well, considering this is in the Romulan neutral zone, you may want to, yeah, be more concerned about the Romulans and not the Klingons. They used K7! They didn't even change the sign! You didn't even change the sign! Oh my god! Change it! Call it whatever. Call it whatever you want. Just change the sign. This is the K7 map. Or remove it. Wow. Oh my god.
Oh my god! It's the K7 map!
Did I have to run over here to beam up? No. I have completed all objectives in this area. I talked to one guy. I spent most of my time in this area freaking out over the fact that they reused the map. We've arrived in the Roshana system, Captain. Sensors are picking up several civilian Romulan ships engaged in combat with the Remans. Sir, I'm receiving a general distress call from one of the ships. The Soleil. Putting it on screen now. Help! Please! Can anyone hear? Under attack! Of course you knew this wasn't going to be uneventful, right? I mean, you knew something was going to happen. Please tell me you did. Not doing with this shit right now. So, the thing you just saw kill everything around me, that's a really nice looking background, by the way. The thing you just saw killing everything was the point defense system off of the Thunderchild. Yes, I just said that the retrofit was... that taking up a console slot on the retrofit was weakening it, and then I show you a console I bought from a C-store ship. Just saying, like those other people would probably be saying, watching the video, the retrofit is a good ship. It's just not as good as it probably should be. We are being hailed, putting it on screen now. USS Woglinde, I require your assistance. There is a plague in the colony on the planet's surface, and our physicians have been unable to find an effective treatment. I was attempting to lead a convoy to seek help, but the Remans have other ideas. Our shields are failing, and I know my ship cannot withstand many more attacks. We will withdraw to a safe distance and hope the Remans will not follow. Admiral, if we do not find a cure soon, hundreds will die. You must help us. So I'm going to replace that with the antimatter spread. Yep. More Reman ships are decloaking, sir. We cannot beam an away team to the colony until the area is safe. Now, why does the antimatter spread come in handy when fighting Mogais? Well, the antimatter spread comes in handy when they launch their tractor beam mines. You see, when you hit their cloaking tractor beam mines, they self-destruct, and if they happen to do that near the Mogai, they hurt the hell out of it for some reason. Or at least that's been my experience. Maybe it's something that I'm missing, but that seems to be the case. So I'm just hoping he tries it right now. And this hoser was dumb enough to fire a heavy plasma torpedo right at something that was at point-blank range, and it didn't do crap to me, but it set him on fire when it exploded. So yeah, make a note of that, people who want a PvP, or people who want to use heavy plasma torpedoes in PvE. That's a really bad idea. We are in standard orbit, and the area is secure, Captain. The away team will transport at your command. Alright. Seriously, don't do that. It's a bad idea. Don't be like him. Don't make his mistake, kids. Excuse me. I'm reading multiple Romulan life signs, Captain, but many of them are weak. The plague is taking its toll on the population. I recommend that we find a member of the medical team and see what we can do to assist. Alright. Are you a member of the medical team? Thank the elements. Maybe you can help us. I'll give you all the information I have. What would you like to know? What's going on here? We have an outbreak of an unknown viral agent. More than 47% of the population has been infected, and the virus is spreading. I've done what I can, but I don't have the medical databases or knowledge that a Federation doctor has. And it doesn't help that the Reman shove a disruptor in my face every time I try to treat one of my patients. What are the symptoms? Chills and muscle spasms, followed by fever and dry cough. It seems mild at first, but the disease progresses at an alarming rate. Within 36 hours, most patients will be comatose. Organ failure sets in a few hours later. That's how the virus affects Romulans anyway. I don't know what it will do to your species. Please be careful. What do the Remans want? I wish I knew. They landed here 2 weeks ago and started ordering everyone around. This is a farming colony, Admiral. The closest thing to industry here is my research laboratory. We have made a conscious choice to stay away from the conflicts that characterize so much of Romulan culture. We want to live simply. We want to live simply and in peace. That's why we've been open to the Federation. We're glad you're here, and we want to be good neighbors. After so many years and so many wars, does allegiance to a flag or a monarch even matter anymore? Can't we all just be people? How can we help? You will need to collect 3 samples from infected civilians. There are some nearby, as well as to the north and south. When you have what you need, take it to our medical facility, which is on the northwest side of the settlement. We have all the equipment you will need to analyze the samples and create a treatment. Alright. Let's collect us some samples. Excuse me. The tricorder can't get a clear reading, sir. Perhaps we should try another patient. Oh, it's going to be one of those. No, this one. No, that one. No, this one. The sample is pure enough for analysis, sir. Adding it to the database now. Can't get a clear reading. Okay, you. Alright, adding it to the database. See, I like this music. Yeah, I'm still harping on the music, man. I like this music, though. This music is nice and atmospheric. It does exactly what it's supposed to, and that's set up the mood of the place. Yeah, it's still the same randomized, generic music, but it's not overly bombastic. It's not. It doesn't. It's very slowly paced. It's just there to establish the setting. And that's all it does. That's all it has to do. I'm not saying there isn't a time and a place for a really bombastic score, but then again, there is a time and a place for a really bombastic score, and as random environmental music to establish ambiance is not the place. Can't get a clear reading. That's not the place for it. And I'm done. I'm not going to spend all that time harping on the music like I did last time. Can't get a clear reading. I'm not going to spend friggin' 30 minutes talking about the music and how I don't like some of the tracks. Pure enough for analysis. We have enough samples of the contagion, sir. There's a medical lab in the research station that we should be able to use to formulate a cure. Right about now is when things usually start going south. Now I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, because so far, I mean, it's like, yeah, right, it's going to be that easy. We're just going to make the cure, and it's going to be sunshine and lollipops from here on out. Have you played this game yet? I opened the door from that far away. And I did it without a psychic in my party, because I'm awesome. And that's probably kind of a badly placed interact, but still. I like to think it's the first. I plead the former. Hi, everyone. Captain, we will need to refine the samples to create a pure copy of the contagion, and I recommend that we run a complete bispectral analysis on the samples. Once we have the results, I think we will have enough data to formulate a treatment for the colonists. Sir, there are Riemann life signs in the research facility. They may try to stop us from helping the colonists. And the other shoe drops. Unfortunately, these Riemanns have picked the wrong day, the wrong place, and the wrong people to mess with. Hi. USS Woglinde, punks. You may remember us as wiping out an entire army of your soldiers. Admittedly, while we were trying to save you, sorry about that, but still. I'd hate to think you'd forgotten about me so quickly. So where do we run this spectral analyses? There are no cursors anywhere. So I'm just going to go from lab to lab and clear this place, and then we can find out where I need to go. Well, that was delayed. One of you wouldn't mind reviving me. Really appreciate it. Thank you, 8. I was kind of stuck watching it go down, and then it hit 1, and I was still standing. I was like, what? Thank you, Lima. That's odd. Truth, people, I'm not touching my mouse or my keyboard. My hands are up in the air as I am at a loss to explain what's going on. So at some point, does my character throw up like Naked Snake does in Metal Gear Solid 3 if you spin him around in the viewer long enough? Okay, I'm getting motion sick. I suddenly feel like Alex Navarro from that review of Big Rigs he did. Anyways, jeez. The samples have been refined, sir. We have a pure sample of what is making the colonists sick. The readings are odd, though. This doesn't look like a normal disease. It's almost as if it was engineered. Stop that! Revan's probably going, what the hell, people, at this moment. What the hell is this? Assimilate this, plus 2% all damage. Yeah? What is that? What is assimilate this? Where did that come from? Is that... Wait, that's one of my accolades. What's one of my accolades doing on my power bar? Get off. There's some freaky stuff going on now. Stuff I can't even explain. Oh, that lasted long. I think this mission is haunted. I have the results of the biospectral analysis, Captain. This is an airborne contagion, but it has been altered to be more virulent than normal. However, I think the Remans would be immune. Someone went to a lot of effort to create this disease. If they weren't outlawed by every race in the quadrant, I'd say we're looking at a bioweapon. I'd say we're looking at a bioweapon anyways. This may come as a shock, especially to... But criminals don't obey the law. They don't follow rules. Criminals aren't going to obey the law, so bioweapons are illegal. That won't stop bad people from getting a hold of them. I'm not saying bioweapons should be legal, mind you. I've just opened a massive can of worms, haven't I? So I'm just going to drop this line of thought right now like a bad freaking habit and continue with the mission. Before I dig myself a hole. Can I sit in these chairs? No, I can't. Also, I'm yelling for some reason. I'm not yelling, I'm projecting. Jesus, Doppler, calm down. Doppler! Doppler, what happened? Doppler! Doppler! I think my argument just now has made Doppler's head spin. He's got some kind of logic error now. I think my argument just now has done something like what Kirk did to Nomad. Doppler? You need to calm down. Doppler? Doppler? Doppler! 8. Once we get back to the ship, remind Locke to defrag Doppler. Okay. Doppler. And he's good. Okay. Captain, we have a treatment that should help the Romulan colonists. We should be able to replicate enough for everyone, and then I'll load it into hyposprays. Find command and update them on your progress. Oh, hi! When did you get here? Alright. That's how we do it. That's how it gets done. Yeah, I got a lockbox. I feel special now. I got a lockbox. I don't feel special at all. Somebody hug me. I kind of pick up lockboxes whenever I'm playing with others just to keep them from filling the map, you know? I've kind of gotten into the habit where I'll just pick it up just so it isn't floating there, because then you end up, when nobody's hoovering these things up, you'll end up with them littering the entire area, and it just becomes an eyesore. They're just everywhere. So that's kind of the habit I've gotten into. So I'll be picking them up anyways. So it's not because I want them. It's not because I'm going to be using them. It's just force of habit, so yeah. Oh, Doppler, Doppler, Doppler. Someone needs to run a VAST on Doppler. Captain, incoming message from the Woglinde. Sir, more Riemann ships have arrived in the system. They decloak long enough to transport troops to the planet's surface, but have taken no other hostile action. It's quiet up here now, but it may not stay that way. Alright, you guys heard now. Let's get this over with quickly. Oh, look, they're out here. That's a total surprise that I did not see coming at all. I almost thought I'd pinballed the guy off the cliff. How do they burn Doppler? He's made of force fields. There's nothing to burn. How does that work? I don't know. Eight's trying to connect to America Online, but it won't work. Partially because American Online is crap, but also because it's the 24th century and it no longer exists. Thank God. I don't know where that came from or where it was going, but there it is. I remember the days of AOL. I remember the vast number of AOL CDs I would receive in the mail, and the vast number of free coasters, actually. Well, come to think of it, the free coasters were actually just CDs. They were good coasters, they were good spacers, they were surprisingly good washers for large stuff. Come on. I know I'm not the only one who used those old AOL CDs as coasters. Out with it. You did too. Admit it. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Many AOL CDs were used as coasters. And scratched all to hell and back. And deservedly so, in fact. Da 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 da. I want this music to continue. So I'm going to shoot something so it will. Lima using the Force Cane. Riemann's had a banana split. I didn't know Riemann's like banana split. Again, atmospheric music. Can't go wrong. Why'd you stop? Didn't tell you to do that. So, where is this guy? Did I run past him? Ah. Ow. That hurt. Oh, since I've already gotten this candle lit, let's go ahead and secure this place before I talk to the doctor. You get knocked back far, far away. He got knocked down, but he doesn't get back up again. Because I said so with my gun. Have a grenade. Jesus. Jesus. This house is clear. And now we have to run the long way. Who the heck are you? Why are you still here? Hey, douche nozzle. Yeah, lockbox. Alright, so let's see. I did not see you there. You know, you could wave or something. I kind of blew past you. Wait, did I come from here? I think I came from here. Yeah, I came from here. You could have waved. Could have said, hey, you got that cure done? I kind of blew past you. I'm just saying, your fellow colonists are getting killed by a virulent plague. It wouldn't hurt to flag the guy who's making the cure down once he leaves the building where he makes it. You know, hey, how are you doing with that cure thing that's going to save all the people I know and love? So how you doing? Yeah. Have you had any luck with your samples? Do you have a treatment? What's the current situation? Things keep getting worse. Riemann forces have beamed down, and they say they're taking control of the colony. I can't be dodging Riemanns and trying to treat my patients at the same time. Everything I do is ineffective, and we've had 2 people lapse into comas. Time is running out. It's safe to go back into the research lab. That's good news, but I'm not ready to retreat into a hole. I'm staying with my patients until the problem is solved. Do you know anything about the Riemanns in the lab? I wouldn't be surprised if they were the cause of all of this trouble. Admiral, we need your help. You can't let the Riemanns take control of this element. I don't know what will happen if my patients... I wouldn't be surprised if they were the cause of all this trouble. Admiral, we need your help. You can't let the Riemanns take control of this settlement. I don't know what will happen to my patients if they do. We have developed a treatment. I need to alert the other settlements on the planet about the danger from the bioweapon and make sure they have stockpiles of the treatment you created. But I won't leave until the people out here are safe. If you could distribute the antidote to the patients here, we could put a stop to this madness. Alright. So now it's basically just run up to all the sick people and clicky. And I think that's it for this mission. I think that's the end of this mission. Really, this mission is just filler. That's all it kind of boils down to. Have an antidote. Feels much better now. He feels much better now. So does he. You wage peace as we wage war, Vice Admiral. I respect that. Federation's our friend. You've proven that today. Well, at least I'm getting some respect. More than I usually get anyways. Hello, lady. The pain is fading. Thank you. It's kind of interesting, actually. My character's a tactical officer, so he's kind of more trained in giving pain than removing it. Pain is my middle name. No, that's not what the P stands for. I really need to just start some kind of dilithium or C point pull or something, because people keep coming up to me and saying, is your name this? And it is a name. It is a proper first and last name, but nobody has guessed it yet. Which is kind of a shame, really, because the name is this, it's the sort of name that it's not really hard to guess, but yeah. And whatever it is you're thinking, and I know what some of you are thinking, some of you who are sneaky enough, and it's not what you think. It's a first and a last name. That's the last of the Remans who transported the colonies, sir. And all the patients have been treated. I recommend we return to the Woglinde. They could have some trouble with the Remans in orbit. Nell is a perfectly capable officer. She knows what she's doing, but okay. If Rick says so. Welcome back, Captain. You were just with me on the planet. Is that sarcasm? I'll bust you down to ends. Welcome back, Captain. We're on yellow alert, but we're worried about the incoming hail, sir. It's the Remans. You should not have meddled in our affairs, Starfleet. Surrender your ship now, and perhaps I will permit your crew to live out the rest of their miserable lives as slaves in our mines. You, however, will not be as fortunate. Oh, it's another one of these. It's not as if I haven't figured out how to deal with you. Yeah, I don't think so. Done. When are they gonna learn? They're gonna have to come at with. They're gonna have to come at me with more than that. Captain, Command reports that the treatment is working and that all of the ill colonists are expected to make a full recovery. If the Remans were experimenting with a bioweapon, they won't be able to continue their work here. With any luck, the Remans will abandon the project now that it's been exposed. Not yet. I want to get this just because I can, because I'm mad with power. This is a very nice background. I like that background a lot. Hello. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Too bad you never see that on a planet's surface. Does the surface of that planet even match up with the space map it's set in? I don't know. I still think that this particular bit right here looks very cool. I would love to see that from a planet's surface. That'd be great. It'd be great. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Part system. And that was Friend of My Enemy. It's pretty much filler. It's a filler mission. And that's probably, and again, that's one of my big problems with the Romulan storyline, is that most of it is filler. Most of it is just random stuff going on in Romulan space with little to no connection to the main plot. Thank you for your assistance, Admiral. It may take many years for us to win over the Romulans in this manner, but I see Ambassador Spock as our example. He was willing to spend years on Romulus, attempting to convince the Romulans that reunification with the Vulcans was the right choice. He was lost trying to save them. Spock shows us that if peace is our goal, no path is too long and no effort too great. So again, you get your choice of different deflector thingies. I'm going to go ahead and take the shield system. I'm going to go ahead and take the positron deflector array. I'm not going to use it, but I am going to sell it for some nice ducats. And yeah. And yeah, that was it. That was Friend of My Enemy. Okay. So go to episodes, go to Romulan Mystery, look up Taurus again. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on the Romulan arc. That's just kind of me, what I want to do, how I want to remind you of what I want you to. If you don't play Star Trek Online, or if you're not playing these missions along with me, or if you're not, or if you're just watching for the story of Star Trek Online, just keep that fact in mind that that Hobus was where they found some stuff that they used to make a subspace weapon that caused that supernova. Somebody's responsible for that. This will be important. So keep that in your brain pan until next week. And until next week, this has been Star Trek Online: Rise of the Red Shirt, and I will see you guys later. So later.